Welcome to Plus Sports, where we give a different perspective on sports and look at the stories of athletes who not only amaze but also inspire. I'm Patricia Bermudez-Hizon. Here we will give you not just the latest in the sporting world, but also the stories behind the athletes' struggles, victories, and motivation as we go beyond the stats and we celebrate these great athletic feats with you. All eyes continue to be on the Tokyo Olympics, so we start things off with our take on Tokyo. For the first time since 1932, the Philippines will finish the Olympics with multiple medals. Nesthy Petecio defeated Colombia's Yenny Marcela Arias Castañeda via unanimous decision to advance to the semifinals of the women's featherweight division, assuring the country of at least a bronze medal. She will face either Canada's Caroline Veyri or Italy's Irma Testa on Saturday for a chance to play for the gold. Petecio's victory, together with Hidilyn Diaz's gold medal in weightlifting, assures the country of its first multi-medal Olympics, which is truly a historical achievement in Philippine sports. We are absolutely proud of both these female athletes as they lead the way and motivate the others still in competition to keep fighting hard. Before beating her Colombian foe, Petecio already narrowly edged Chinese Taipei's Lin Yuting, the #1 ranked fighter in their division. But even though she's already assured of being on the winner's podium in Tokyo, it's likely that Petecio isn't done winning and will definitely go for the gold medal to give the country its second one. Meanwhile, while Petecio and Castañeda were slugging it out in the boxing ring, Remedy Rule was also competing in the semifinals of the women's 200-meter butterfly event. Unfortunately, she was unable to advance to the final of her event after finishing 15th overall, ending her Olympic journey. She finished with a time of 2 minutes, 12.89 seconds. China's Yu Fei Zhang won the gold medal, while Haley Flickinger of the United States bagged the silver, and Boglarka Kappas of Hungary finished with the bronze. And that wraps up Remedy Rule's journey here in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics after she competed at the women's 100-meter butterfly event last Saturday and making it to the semifinals in the women's 200-meter butterfly event and represented our country well. So thanks so much for all that you've done, Remedy. Meanwhile, if you have recently turned on the news or even opened social media, you know that the entire country is still in jubilation after Hidilyn Diaz's gold medal victory on Monday night. The prizes and medals continue to pour in for the silver and now Olympic gold medalist, with millions in cash prizes coming from the Philippine government and private companies and businessmen. Hidilyn has also received rewards such as a lifetime of free flights that will surely help her as she transitions into post-weightlifting career. She also gets a lifetime of free fuel, house and lot, a condo unit, a 13-seater photon van, and many more as the blessings keep pouring in. Diaz, however, was humble enough to acknowledge that she wouldn't have done her accomplishment without the support of her team, her family, and God, who she gives a lot of credit to in interviews after the match. She said that she had never been able to lift 127 kilograms, even in her training, but she was able to do it in actual competition, and she gives the glory back to God. Now, that brings to mind this powerful verse from Ephesians 20 about how God will help us accomplish in anything that we put our minds to, which is especially true for Hidilyn. Ephesians 3:20 says, "Now to him who is able to immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us." So to him who is able to do immeasurably more. That is really encouraging and amazing. With day 4 of the Olympics in the books, we can now take a look at the latest Olympic medal tally. Midway through day 5, host country Japan leads the medal table with 11 golds and 20 total medals. And meanwhile, China sits in second place with 10 gold medals and 23 overall medals. The United States had the most number of medals with 27, but only ranks third due to having just 9 golds so far. The Russian athletes competing under the Russian Olympic Committee flag are fourth with 7 golds and 18 total medals, while Australia rounds out the top 5 with 6 golds and 14 total medals. After Australia, it is Great Britain, South Korea, France, Canada, and Hungary that complete the top 10 in the medal table. But over at 26th place is Philippines. The country entered the board with our lone gold medal thanks to Hidilyn Diaz's victory in weightlifting. With Nesthy Petecio assured of at least a bronze medal, we can look forward to having another medal on the board and moving up on that medal tally. And that is our take on Tokyo. After a shocking loss to France to open their Olympic campaign, the United States men's basketball team is looking to bounce back in their next game this afternoon against Iran. And looking to lead them to their bounce back from their first loss at the Olympic Games is one of the senior members of the team, Kevin Durant. With 2 Olympic gold medals under his belt, Durant is one of the leaders of his team, and he looks to win a 3rd straight gold while cementing his status as one of the best players in the world. We talk about KD and the task that lies ahead for him here on Athlete's Feet. Because of the NBA schedule and the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of NBA players withdrew their names from participating in Team USA's defense of their gold medal at the Tokyo Olympics. The result is a Team USA lineup that is brimming with talent, but does not have a lot of Olympic experience. Only Durant and Draymond Green, his former teammate with the Golden State Warriors, have previously played at the Olympics together. So that means that the Americans will rely on Durant to provide leadership on the court, especially as the rest of the world narrows the gap and challenges their dominance in the sport. There is no question about Durant's abilities on the court, as he is a 2-time NBA champion and finals MVP, and also won the regular season MVP back in 2014. Even though his first season with the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie Irving and James Harden ended in a playoff exit, the 32-year-old was still able to prove that he's one of the best players in the game, a scorer with a nearly unguardable jump shot. But the Olympics are a different battle, and Durant struggled against France in Team USA's opening game, finishing with just 10 points. The good thing for Team USA is that it's just their first game, and Durant and company still have a chance to right the ship and deliver another gold medal. Durant's character will be tested in these Olympics, and he will be playing in Tokyo all throughout with all his heart. He'll have another chance to silence his doubters and showcase his talents on a global scale. And that is it for Kevin Durant of Team USA, who we talked about right here on Athlete's Feet. Swimming is one of the most famous events and the Olympics, and it has produced so many stars over the years. But for every Michael Phelps or Joseph Schuling, there are female athletes, female swimmers who are just as decorated and have also shattered records and inspired many people. One of them is American swimmer Katie Ledecky, who is one of the most decorated female swimmers in history and is looking to add to her medal haul here in Tokyo. We talk about the 24-year-old swimmer and her amazing accomplishment during her Tokyo journey here on Women in Sports. It took a few days, but Ledecky finally won her first gold medal here at the Tokyo Olympics, ruling the women's 1,500-meter freestyle event. With this victory, Ledecky is now a 6-time Olympic gold medalist at just 24 years of age. Aside from that, she also has 15 gold medals from the FINA World Championships and 8 gold medals from the Pan-Pacific Swimming Championships. Since being influenced by her older brother to start swimming at age 6, Katie has already showcased a natural talent in the pools at that tender age. Her single-mindedness continued as she won competition after competition and racked up medal after medal. And now, at 24 years old, she is firmly in the conversation of the greatest female swimmers of all time. Ledecky's story proves that greatness can come at any age, and that once you discover and hone your talent at a young age, it can really take you places and help you achieve great things. Just like this American swimmer who looks like she is far from done winning here in Tokyo. And that's Katie Ledecky, who is just one of the many amazing women in sports. From swimming, we move to basketball. Olympic basketball has been in full swing with still plenty of hoops action left. Meanwhile, the PBA just ended its second week with a triple header and is ready to start off a third week in another three-game affair. Here's everything you need to know about basketball on Inbound. We talk about Olympic basketball results here on our NBA recap. Wait a minute. That actually should be WNBA recap. Team USA, led by steady veterans and all-stars of the WNBA, have been flawless in Olympic play since 1992 and opened their bid for a gold with an 81-72 victory over Nigeria. Their win streak has now been extended to 50 straight games, overcoming the tenacious defense of Nigeria, which saw a 20-13 lead in the first quarter. Adjusting right away and working on their inside game, the Americans took control and even went on a 23-0 run in the second quarter. It was a stellar double-double performance by reigning MVP A'ja Wilson from the Las Vegas Aces with a 19-point, 13 rebound output, while Brittany Griner also had her own double-double performance with 13 points and 10 rebounds. Sue Bird, who may not have scored in the game and went 0-6 from the field, or 0 of 6 from the field, was one of the key players for the squad as she had 13 assists and reached 100 Olympic assists in this game. USA's women's basketball team is definitely one of the greatest of all time, gunning for their 7th gold medal in a row and might be able to do it without dropping a single game. If they get the 7th consecutive gold medal, they will tie the record of Team USA's men's team, who did it from 1936 to 1968. And that's all the time we have for our WNBA recap. Now we go to local hoops. The PBA's 2021 Philippine Cup is into its third week. Let's look at the latest schedules here in this portion. The Philippine Cup continues later today with a triple header. In the first game, San Miguel looks to keep their winning run going when they face off against the Blackwater Bossing. In the second game, the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters stake their unbeaten 3-0 record against the Alaska Aces, which currently have a 1-2 win-loss record. And in the third game, the Morocco Bolts look to bounce back from their first loss of the conference when they battle the Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters, who have won 1 game and lost 2. And that's all for our Inbound. We go back to our stories from Tokyo and put our attention on one of our Filipino athletes whose positive attitude shone as bright as gold in the games. Margielyn Didal may have fallen short of winning a medal at the games, but she won the hearts of the sporting world as she continued to be all smiles, cheering on her fellow athletes, and this won the admiration even of netizens all over the world. Today, we talked to the man who discovered her outside the skate park in Cebu and is with her all the way to Tokyo. Welcome to Plus Sports, Coach Danny Bautista. Hey, Coach Danny, we appreciate you joining us today. Margie may not have secured a medal, but being in the finals and even making it to the Olympics is already a huge victory for her and the Philippines. Can you give us insights on what Margie's presence and outcome in the Olympics mean?
Yeah, so I think, like, I mean, if you've seen the competition, like, she was like the life of the contest, and I think she was a great ambassador for skateboarding because she was having fun, and she was like she was having fun with the other contestants, just like that's just like pure skateboarding. It's all about that. It's all about like hanging out, like the sportsmanship, and she showed that, and she, like, yeah, she didn't bag the medal, but she was the life of the contest, and like being top 7, being there is like, it's already insane. Like the fact that where she came from, that she came from the Philippines, and where like the facilities are limited, and like, like she has, like, compared to the other skaters over there, she has like nothing like to skate compared to what they have, and she's on the top 7. She's skating with the best in the world, and that says something about like her, about Filipinos, that we have that like talent, and if only we could just like, give her the chance, give others the chance, maybe, we can have more people like her. I just want to add also on the prelims. I was talking to Haley, the one skating for Australia. She was saying like, I mean, I was talking to her coach, and she was like, "Yo, Haley's so stoked that she's on Marge's heat because she just brings on like that vibe, where like it's not just like it makes all the skaters kind of loose because she's just having fun out there. So like she definitely made an impact to the other girls on the course too.
That's really good to hear. Now, can you give us your analysis of her performance despite struggling with some tough falls and some injuries here and there?
Yeah, she took a couple of slams and she did hurt her knee. And the past few months, actually, she's been having problems with her ankle. But yeah, I mean, if you've seen it, she did like kind of slammed a couple of times in some of her tricks, but she's okay. Just a little bruised up, but nothing too serious. Well, dude, I think like on the prelims, she did amazing. She did that the 50-50 tray flip out, and that she busted out of nowhere. And like also the big section, she wasn't skating it on practice because of her ankle, and then she just threw that out on the competition. Like she didn't do that like at all in practice, and she just like landed it first try. That was like pretty amazing. So yeah, like her performance was pretty good, but on the finals, like she did miss a couple of tricks. I mean, she did miss a lot of her tricks, but yeah, man, that's like all I can say is like sometimes you can't. It's like you just can't do those tricks.
After this Didal run, how will this change now the sport in the country?
Well, I think it's like I think this is gonna inspire a lot of people. I mean, just like Olympics is like the biggest stage in sports, and this is like just gonna spread the word of skateboarding even more, and um, more kids will get into it, and then more parents will be okay with it, just because seeing like a skateboarder on that like big stage is just gonna be like I mean, it was like the reputation of skateboarding wasn't always good, and now this kind of just like legitimizes it, like the sport completely, because it is an Olympic sport now. And you can see Margie, she could be like a role model. You could have like success in the sport. You can make a career out of it, and she's the first one to ever do it in the Philippines. Like before that there was no professional skateboarding in the Philippines, and she's the first one to do it, and now it's possible.
That's awesome. You got to give us an inside track on what is next for Margie.
Like, so after the Olympics, she's going to go home for just a few days and she's going to keep going. She has another competition in Paris for Red Bull on August, and end of August, she has another competition for like Street League in Florida. And after that, what's after that? And then she's going to go to Barcelona for like a Queen of Makba contest. Yeah, so far that's it like for the year. And then next year, back to the Olympic qualifiers for Paris 2024.
Really exciting. So thanks so much to you, Coach Danny, for all the insights and, of course, for seeing the potential in the young Margielyn Didal and helping to mold her to become an Olympian. That's just astonishing. Coach Danny is, of course, a big part of Margielyn's journey, and we hope to bring other stories like that to you because, as IOC Executive Board member Mikey Kowanko-Jaworski pointed out yesterday in our interview here on Plus Sports, that it takes a village to help realize one's Olympic dreams. That is really inspiring. That's all the time we have left for today. For more sports stories here and abroad that not just inform, but also inspire, catch Plus Sports every day on Plus Network. I'm Patricia Bermudez-Hizon. Thanks so much for watching.